What is up? What is up, everybody? Here, another day, an opportunity to be grateful. Woke up, still breathing, still walking, still seeing, still able to talk. All the basic things that are the gift. Everything else is a bonus. And yeah, as some people saw, yesterday was a day, birthday for the books. Literally crazy, like I said, when you just give up this need to control the plans in your life and maybe put your eyes, or your focus to what is most real, which is spiritual, and everything else comes with a consequence when you're ready for it. Not when you think you're ready for it, but when God knows you're ready for it. And He just gives you the ability to appreciate. He gives you the ability to appreciate these things, these external things, in the way you're supposed to, at peace, not being tied to it, not being attached to it. I know if I had that 2 years ago or even a year ago, with the temptations of the devil that I was still fighting, women, lust, all that stuff going out, and I was very heavy in that, I wouldn't be able to enjoy it or have the peace I had like I did yesterday, spending with family. I would have wanted to go and meet some girls, go, find the party where the party's at, distract myself, escape. But yesterday was just honestly beautiful, and being able to experience it that way with internal peace that I worked so hard these past few months with my coach to get. It's a different level. I've heard this saying before, but it's, I guess, more and more real as you go on the journey. Is everything that you see is not real. Everything that is most real you don't see. And all it basically means, sounds very woo-woo, but everything that is most real comes from, the source, infinite intelligence, God, things you don't see but you feel. And that's where all the, greatest inventions, greatest plans, greatest things that change the world, change your life come from. It's the things you don't see. It's the infinite intelligence when you're connected. The greatest people, the greatest minds, that have created things. Einstein, all the scientists, all the people that have done great things, always credit everything to a hunch or something they got from something they didn't see, but felt and followed. And that is infinite intelligence. And that is the source. And that is what I mean by being connected, is when you have that. That is when you're able to do things that are not from this world, not something that AI or ChatGPT can give an answer to, on your screen, and you think it's, revolutionary. The most revolutionary things come from if you're aligned, if your conscience is clean, if you're doing the right habits every day, not escaping, not doing things you're ashamed of, things, overeating with food, not going to the gym, not taking care of the basic things that God gave you, your body, your mind, your relationships, you're treating people the right way, the way we want to be treated. Just the values that honestly showed in the Bible. Everything's in the Bible. It's crazy how people don't understand that the manual to life, everything you ever want, is in the Bible. It's not in some self-development book or some self-help book. Everything that is true, that holds true. Because if you think about it, that is the only book that has never changed. The message has always been the same, hasn't changed across time. There's never like a revised version of the Bible, a revised version of how to live. Or these self-development books where they have a new version every 25 years, 50-year anniversary of whatever it is, Think and Grow Rich, revised version, for the new age. The Bible hasn't changed its message. This came out, and that is because the things that work hold true across time. They're timeless. They don't have to, there's no new method for it. It's essentially learning to change the way you operate, how you live, and everything else comes as a consequence. It's not something you start doing externally and eventually your life just changes. It's how you approach life internally, and then from there staying on that path and removing the things that removing the things that society tells you to do because your ego wants a result faster than it's time for. You know, just because you want something in a rush, or you want to look a certain way to other people, doesn't mean God is going to give it to you. Doesn't mean you deserve it. Doesn't mean it's your time to get that level. It's about learning to enjoy the process, the internal process, because everything else comes externally once you build yourself internally enough and have that peace, have that fulfillment within. As within, so without. And it's when you start to remove the things you're dependent on, that's when the journey actually begins, not when you add anything. When you remove the things that are distracting you, making you escape, your ability to really manifest things is when you remove the vices and the things you're escaping. And then from there, that's when the game really starts. But the game actually starts when you're able to fight those battles that keeps them. So like I said, the vice is the biggest one. You can remove a vice for 30 days, that's fine. But can you remove a vice for the rest of your life and keep it away? You know, mostly the environment that's keeps instilling that in you, the people. You know, stopping alcohol for 30 days is very simple. You know, anyone can do that. Even a couple months, half a year. But can you do that for the rest of your life? Like that's where the thing is at. So, you know, that's why I say it's a spiritual battle. It's not a mental battle or a physical battle, because all these temptations come from the devil using your mind and your temptations against you, desires against you. He knows there's a feeling that you're trying to chase when you do something like a vice or go after some goal that you think is going to change your life. You're doing it for a feeling because you think right now is not where it's supposed to be and you're not at peace with the moment. But like every moment that God is giving you now is perfect. Every moment. And you may not see it because your ego is very involved and wants some kind of reality that it thinks it needs because it wants a feeling. But realize that the moment you're in right now is perfect. And the more you're able to get joy out of each moment, you know, whether it's everything's neutral, but you can see it as good or bad. Everything comes out good in the end because life really, you see everything how it works out backwards. You can't look at life forwards. No one is a fortune teller. No one can see their life 5 years on the road. You can't even see what's going to happen tomorrow. So, you know, all these 5-year plans you have and 10-year plans, focus on, I woke up today, how can I be grateful for today? And that's it. There's no, in 10 years, I want to be here. No, where do you want to be today? Operating from, you know, in terms of gratitude and stuff like that. Work on that. And the more you enjoy that, the better your life will be, because all these 10-year plans just put you in the future like, oh, I have to, you know, sacrifice this, or you're sacrificing your present for some future feeling that you think you're going to have in 10 years. Who says God's going to give you, or anybody's going to give you 10 years of your life? But like I said, the whole gift is today. You have to wake up today and still breathe and still have, you know, things working in your body, and he gave you all these blessings, but you're focused on 10 years from now. Like that's so ungrateful. And like I see that now, it's like you're old. People think they're old 80 years of their life or 70 years. Like, who says something's not going to happen to you tomorrow where your life has just changed forever? Like, you having this expectation that your old amount of time is simply just being ungrateful, to be honest. And I'm glad I worked that part of my life most, because again, I don't think I'm owed anything anymore. Like me before, I wouldn't be able to enjoy something as simple as that. Waking up with the sun, being able to walk, breathe, not even having food yet, just fasted, being able to walk in the morning, and all these simple things that I took for granted before, and I thought it was just owed to me because, you know, I live in a first world country like Canada, and, you know, my parents suffered to get me there, but, you know, have everything at my fingertips. So, you know, what's in 10 years? Like, you know, what's the next 5 years look like? No, it's what is right now? What is the next hour of your life look like? The next, you know, couple hours. It's not the next 10 years. It's a crazy way to think that you have some kind of power over the next 10 years of your life. So the message I'm getting at simply is gratitude. Gratitude for the next step. Even though you don't see it, having faith that God has given you. Having faith, in the moment that God has given you, which is right now, and having faith in the next step that He's putting out, as long as you take that step in faith. Because it's easy to live in fear, it's easy to trust the devil and all the things he's telling you, because faith and fear are both real. And you can listen to fear, which is the devil trying to guide you from where you're supposed to go with all these, temptations, desires. Desires is not fear, but vices. Vices that make you escape because you're scared to confront, the path that you're supposed to be on, that God is putting out for you. But it's just easier to escape your reality with all these vices and not see the message He's trying to give you. But when you begin to dedicate yourself to being aligned, which is your thoughts, words, and actions are all in one spot, and you have mental clarity because you don't have nothing that's trying to steer you away with your vices and things you're looking for a feeling, that is when things begin to start. But like I said, anyone can remove a vice for 30 days. You can watch this, stop drinking, or stop, taking drugs on the weekend for a month. But your friends are still going to be there a month from now, and that environment is still going to be there a month from now. So can you fight those temptations? That's why I said every battle is spiritual. It's not mental. It's not physical. It's spiritual. It's removing those devils and those thoughts that come to you, because that is the devil trying to tempt you away from your mission and the thing you're meant to do. And one thing I'll end off with is the vices you have are based specifically on the mission you have. And I'll post a video on this because my coach sent me this. It's actually crazy. But everyone has certain devils in certain areas, and they're bigger than other people's devils because of, like I said, the certain mission you have. And the bigger the devil in that area, the harder the battle, is because the devil knows that is where you're strongest. And that is why your biggest battle is there. And your biggest battle you can overcome as long as you have someone in your corner. And you trying to fight these battles with yourself and not having someone you look up to and believe in is literally all ego. And you trying to fight the devil with the devil. So you need God or someone, the universe, something that you believe in other than yourself and your mind above you, helping you fight these battles. And that is when you start to move up, and all the growth is spiritual, all the growth is internal, and as a result, everything else comes externally. So that's the message, and I'll post that thing. So there I leave the video. Watch that. You begin to understand more of your mission, what you're here to do. And it's not something you think about as well. The Spirit will guide you towards your mission, your purpose. As I recently have had thoughts of, what is my purpose and, what is my mission? But that is the devil trying to steer you away with thinking and making you look for a feeling behind it. Anytime you're looking for a feeling behind it, that's the devil trying to take you away from peace. And like I said in the beginning of the video, peace is the ultimate goal. That's where you should be at. That is when you don't desire anything. You are in the moment and you're able to appreciate the moment God's given you. Not looking 10 years down the line like everyone does. And like, in 5 years, where am I going to be? Like, bro, shit. Who says you even have 5 hours? Like, it's crazy the perspective that I had and society has nowadays of their old 10 years and 10-year plans, 5-year plans, 20-year plans. No, you have today. You focus on the moment. You suffer for God. I'm going to keep this going actually because I'm feeling good. But yeah, the whole thing is appreciation for the moment. Stop listening to these society things of 25 years, 10 years, where do you see yourself in 1 week? I had someone on a date months ago ask me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, I hate that question. Now I realize why. What a stupid question. 5 years. No, where I see myself in 5 hours, suffering for God. Suffering and Him allowing me to connect closer to Him so I can get more wisdom from the source, because all the best steps in your life will come when you let go and you're able to remove this need to control and want to be in control, because your ego wants, it wants the responsibility. The word I'm looking for is it wants the credit that it's doing everything. So begin to see it that way, that your ego either giving the devil what it wants and letting it work through you, through your ego, to get credit for something that it's going to give you, which is usually fast. It'll be some kind of fast desire, and then you start to listen to it more and more until you realize you think that's the way, and oh, now I'm getting things fast, so this must be the way. The faster you get things and you're not ready for them, the faster it is to your destruction. But the reason why people don't go down the path of suffering and not seeing things in the external for, could be months, it could be years, you don't know when, but it comes to you at the moment that it's supposed to, is because you want to impress, the world around you, for them to see that you're, doing something externally, but internally, it's not deserved. You're not ready for that level. And that was me. So I know firsthand how it feels like to have things externally, but know that internally you're not operating the way you should be. You're actually operating worse because you're getting things faster and faster. It's harder to actually be grateful. So each moment that you get something, you think it's owed to you, and it starts to ruin the way you operate. You get more and more ungrateful. You start to, your ego just gets bigger. You think you're owed everything. You think, the world revolves around you. You don't give credit to anybody. You think it's you. You think you're your own God. You think you have this basically inflated sense of self. And then anytime that happens, God will come and humble you. And that is what happened. And that is why I can safely say that living for ego is a path of self-destruction, because you will be humbled. Whether it's in a year from now, 5 years from now, if it gives you that, 10 years from now, the path of living for ego is never a path of longevity. It's always a path of something fast, so the devil can use you as a vessel to show others that living for his path of ego is the way. So society hops on that train, and they want fast money, fast results with women, fast business, fast cash flow, fast vacations. They want to travel and all that stuff. But anything that it comes fast, like I said, does not give you time internally to grow with that thing. So your level of self-development can never exceed your level of success. And that's completely true, because you see this all the time in Hollywood. People getting everything so fast out of ego, and they start to, get cocky, and then they have a meltdown years later because they were never at that level internally. So when you put your faith in something above you and it gives you the steps, you just follow it blindly and suffer and allow the time to take it's going to take. That is when the things you're supposed to have will come at the right time, because God's timing is perfect. He's never too early. He's never too late. He's right on time. And then you can enjoy the things that you're supposed to enjoy because it came at the right time. For me, for instance, this trip and anything else God decides to bless me with, one is time. Because like I said, the desires in my heart, He knows. I don't have to repeat them over and over and think about them and write them down. And this is my goal. And in 5 years, I want this. In 10 years, I want that. And all that stuff that you're told to do in your self-development books. And have a notebook where you're writing down your goals and just putting in your brain and thinking about it. It's removing that, allowing the steps that He has planned out for you, because His plans for you are much bigger than any plans you can really conceive of in the mind He gave you. And the ego is going to try to give you these grandiose plans, but it's all a feeling you're trying to chase. It's not even real. So you can decide to go down that path. Many people will, because like I said, it's a way to get things fast, and you have to learn by experience. But me being there and still having many people that I know that are in that place, they can't change my journey, my path, because I've seen where living for ego simply takes you. And there's no longevity in that, no matter what anybody tells me or what anyone tries to show me. And I made this kind of money this fast, and I'm getting the girls this fast, and I have this fast. Anything you get fast will leave you faster, because that's the devil working. Anything that, is working through God will take its time, and it's because it's building you internally first, and then externally it comes, and you don't even need it, and you're able to enjoy it that much more. So that's my message. Feeling good, crazy, and yeah, enjoy your day. Let's go.